In February of 1995, one of the most powerful banks in human history was sold for exactly £1. 233 years of banking royalty, gone, erased by one man, one secret account, and one earthquake. This is Barings Bank. Founded in 1762, it grew into the institution that quietly financed the modern world. When America wanted to buy the Louisiana Territory and double its size, Barings helped arrange the money to do it. That deal happened while Britain was at war with France, and the money helped fund Napoleon's armies. Barings did it anyway. By 1818, people called Barings the sixth great European power, ranked alongside England, France, Prussia, Austria, and Russia. For generations, the bank even helped manage the personal finances of the British royal family. This was banking aristocracy. An institution like that survives revolutions, world wars, and depressions. So what could possibly kill it in a single week? Not a rival bank. Not a market crash in London. Not a government. Something much smaller and much harder to see. The killer was a 28-year-old employee sitting at a trading desk 7,000 miles away in Singapore. His name was Nick Leeson. In the early 90s, he was the rising star of Barings' office in Singapore. Leeson traded derivatives, contracts that bet on where markets will move, on the floor of Singapore's futures exchange. To London, the numbers coming out of Singapore looked wonderful. The young trader seemed to print profit after profit. But Barings had made one decision in Singapore that broke a rule every bank is supposed to treat as sacred. Leeson was the chief trader and also the head of settlements, the department that checks and records every trade. He placed the bets, and then he reported whether the bets had won. Nick Leeson graded his own homework. In a normal bank, those two jobs are separated for one reason, so that no single person can hide a lot. In Singapore, nobody was watching the watcher, and Leeson had already found the perfect place to bury his mistakes. It was an account with a strange 5-digit number, a number that, in Chinese tradition, is associated with prosperity. The account was numbered 8888. It would swallow a bank. Here's how it worked. Error accounts exist in every trading firm. When someone fat fingers an order, the genuine mistake is parked there and fixed. Account 888 was created for exactly that: small, honest errors and minor accounting discrepancies. Leeson turned it into something else entirely: a hiding place for trades that had gone wrong and kept going wrong. A losing position that should have been reported to London instead disappeared quietly into the 5/8. Because Leeson also ran settlements, no one else reconciled the numbers. The account grew in the dark. On the surface, Singapore still looked like Barings' most profitable outpost. The star trader kept smiling on the floor. Underneath, the hidden losses were compounding, and hidden losses create a terrible kind of pressure. To dig out of the hole, Leeson didn't cut his positions. He made bigger bets to win the money back. Every trader knows this trap. Doubling down doesn't erase risk. It multiplies it. The hole gets deeper, faster. His chosen battlefield was the Nikkei, Japan's stock market index, and Japan was about to change everything. Leeson's giant positions were bets on the Nikkei 225, the index tracking Japan's biggest companies. For the hidden hole to ever close, Leeson needed the Nikkei to move his way, and keep moving his way. Through late 1994, the hidden account kept growing. The bets got larger. The margin for error shrank towards zero. Remember the question hanging over all of this? How long can a loss this size stay buried inside a bank? The answer would not come from an auditor, a regulator, or a rival. It would come from the ground itself. In January of 1995, a massive earthquake struck the Japanese city of Kobe. The earthquake devastated one of Japan's great port cities, and it hit the country's financial confidence just as hard. The Nikkei crashed, and somewhere in Singapore, a hidden account tied to that index began to hemorrhage money. This was the moment to confess. Total the damage. Call London. End the nightmare. Leeson did the opposite. He doubled down again, betting ever larger that the market would recover. It did not recover in time. By late February, the losses hidden in account 88888 reached £827 million. In dollars, $1.4 billion. To grasp what that meant for Barings, you need just one comparison. The loss was roughly twice the bank's entire available trading capital. Barings didn't have the money. It never would. 233 years of history, and the ledger now said the bank was worth less than nothing. On the 23rd of February, Nick Leeson printed a note, left it on his desk, and vanished. The note he left behind said just 2 words, "I'm sorry." Then he boarded a plane out of Singapore. As Barings executives finally opened the books, the whole revealed itself. Years of fiction and losses beyond saving. Within days, on the 26th of February, 1995, Britain's oldest merchant bank was declared collapsed. It was over. The institution that helped finance the Louisiana Purchase and bankroll empires could not survive one hidden account. And that is how the Dutch bank ING came to buy everything Barings had ever built for a single pound coin. Nick Leeson's escape did not last long. When his plane touched down in Frankfurt, German police were waiting. He was extradited back to Singapore, convicted, and sentenced to 6.5 years inside Changi prison. In prison, he was diagnosed with colon cancer. He was released in July 1999 and survived the disease. The man who broke a 233-year-old bank walked free before the decade ended. The bank never came back. So, who really killed Barings? The easy answer is one reckless trader. The truer answer is more uncomfortable. Barings died because it let one person place the bets and check the bets, and no one questioned the profits. Fraud on this scale rarely starts as a grand plan. It starts as one hidden mistake that becomes unpayable. That is the real lesson of account 88888. Systems fail quietly, long before they fail loudly. The collapse became the textbook warning taught to every new banker: never let anyone grade their own homework. But Barings was only the fastest bank death of its century. The strangest disaster of that era involves a dam in China. That story is next.